Hi, I'm Jasmine Carroll and this is the presentation for my film When in Darkness. The plot centres around these 5 teenagers from a school, Rose Academy, and they're from different social groups, and they're 4 very unlikely characters, and they all get thrown into detention when this video from this party they went to, after they were engaged in a fight, they get put in detention. And during that detention, something goes very wrong, and they have to survive the entire night, and they have to get on with these very contrasting personalities. And these are some of my characters. There's Veronica, who's the film's protagonist. She is very unpopular. She's obsessed with science and Game of Thrones, which are very associated with nerd culture, and she is the most brave out of all the characters. There's Finn, who's the good-looking kind of sidekick who helps Veronica. And then there's Jessica, who's the not so stereotypical blonde. She's not dumb at all. She's very smart, though she is kind of opinionated, and she does like to engage in arguments a lot. But she just gets herself in some trouble situations. Then there's Percy, who's the timid bookworm, though he's the first victim to get murdered, sadly. So the theme of the innocent getting murdered will provoke some very strong emotions. It's kind of sad. And then there's Billy White. She's an outcast, but she's confident, and she's openly bisexual. And this is one of the sexualities that are very underrepresented in the media and in film, so it's going to be a kind of USP, because not a lot of bisexuals are presented very well. Then there's Corin Vincent, who is the villain, but that's unknown to the audience the entire way through the trailer. But he's the principal at Rose Academy, and he's the one who gives the students the detention. And my unique USP is that they challenge the conventions of the characters, because my protagonist is firstly female, and she is not the kind of passive, sits there and screams a lot. She's very in the action, she comes up with the ideas. And then you also have Billy, who's bisexual, and that's also an underrepresented group. My target audience is both male and female, because both of those genders enjoy thriller films, which is what my film is. And this is backed up from my questionnaire, which was almost 50-50 in female and male. And my target audience is aged from 16 to 25. Even though thrillers are kind of aged at a more higher audience, the fact that it's set in a school will bring it down, because the audience will see these characters, and almost, because they're all from different social groups, they'll see Jessica, they'll be like, oh, I'm a bit like her, or they'll see Billy and see, I'm a bit like her. So yeah. And my locations will mainly be in school, because this is a school setting. I will choose places like the bathrooms, because the mirrors are used in thrillers a lot to see, because mirrors are seen as a portal into another evil version of themselves. I also wanted to film in the library, but getting permission for that may be kind of difficult, so I may have to change the plot around a little. And also a house party setting to get the viral video, which is them engaging in the fight. Thank you for listening. Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, your character Billy, how are you going to represent her sexuality through the trailer?
And I'm not going to make it the kind of definition of it, because the kind of bad way to represent someone who is, not heterosexual is kind of make that their only personality trait. And I'm just going to kind of throw in kind of aspects of Billy being bisexual by saying maybe a character's hot and then saying another character's hot. So kind of say, so then people think she's bisexual, so it's not ever just said she is that, because that doesn't define her, sorry. So, yes, Lucy?
Was there any stereotypes you took into consideration when creating it?
The female gaze, because I didn't want to, not female gaze, the male gaze, sorry. I didn't want to, make this kind of sexy female, because then feminists would be like, no. So I wanted to kind of make them people, not objects, and every character have this kind of, if they weren't in the film, then the plot would be completely different. So,
What kind of media platform are you going to be presenting your film on? Like,
well, over
distributing it, like
online streaming, because my target audience is 16 to 25, and not many of them may be willing to go to cinema. So, and a lot of people do just sit at home and stream films.
So when you
online.
you mean online, like pure online, or do you mean like Netflix, Amazon, and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And with that, you're going to be advertising your, I'm assuming your film and trailer on social
Yeah,
media
it would
websites.
be social media websites, and also making a film poster and a magazine. Okay. Yeah.
Following on from that, what social economic groups were you
Social
using?
economic groups. I think about working class, because that's what most people are, and it's also most people in school, they'll be unemployed as well, so I'll include that one. So, yes, Brandon?
Why did you choose the title?
And in Darkness.
Yeah.
Because firstly I did a questionnaire, I come up with loads of different titles, and that was the most popular one. And I also really like the title, because when in darkness, darkness connotes fear. A lot of people are scared of the dark. So it kind of doesn't scare people, because when you see words, it doesn't really scare people. But the word darkness connotes fear, evil. So when in darkness, people are thinking, well, what they're going to do in darkness. And it kind of communicates the theme and the fact that this film will be shown mostly in night, because they've got to survive all the way through the night.
What sort of cameras are you going to be using?
I'm not too sure yet.
You're not too sure. So you're going to be using like handheld camera shots. So you thought about that?
Yeah, I think I want to do a lot of running scenes and hiding scenes, so I may need handheld cameras to kind of that shaky kind of what's going on, and then people will be scared from that. Yeah.
You know the location, you said you're going to be mainly in school. Why is it mainly in school? Like, does it have to be always located in school premises?
Because it's entirely in a school setting. Detention, that's school. You think detention, you think school. Yeah.
So, so have you thought about how you're going to like be able to shoot like in a dark dark time, like what?
Well, I'll say, because obviously it gets dark very quickly this time of year, I'll be able to film about 4 o'clock. I will have to obviously.
So you have a limited time to film your trailer because of the darkness going to be really early as well at the same time.
Yeah, but I will obviously strive to make that.
You will.
Yeah.
So why have you related darkness to the library?
Because I didn't mention this, but there's a power cut, and that's what obviously when everything goes wrong. So people associate the darkness with everything going wrong, and the library.
Could it be because like you have lots of stories, or
Yeah.
everything's stories? Isn't there?
Yeah, and obviously libraries are kind of something you see in not every, but a lot of films when there's set in a school. You see the library, you think that's a school. And obviously, sometimes detentions are set in libraries. It's kind of a strict, everyone's quiet kind of room. But obviously, throughout the narrative, they'll be able to not explore, but kind of go around the school trying to get out, because that's what they're trying to do. But they're also trying to get away from this villain who's doing all the wrong.
How will you show all of the ideas that you've got through your trailer without giving too much away that they know the whole story?
Well, I will not show the villain's face apart from this one scene I have in mind when he's given the detentions. But not many people will obviously presume that he's the villain. They might do, some may, some might, but that's up to their interpretation. Yes.
Sorry, who was your protagonist again?
Veronica.
And your villain was
Corin.
the head teacher.
Yeah.
But what does that make the rest of the characters?
The rest of the characters are they're just helping really. But what makes Veronica the main character, I feel, is kind of her progression. Because she starts off as kind of doesn't engage in arguments. When she's given the attention, she's just like, I didn't mean to do anything wrong. But throughout, she will get a lot braver. It might not be communicated through the trailer as easily because obviously 2 minutes is kind of difficult to kind of get that across, but
So you know, did you say you're breaking the conventions for your films, like for the horror thriller thing? Yeah. So you're definitely breaking the convention for like the from props theory rather than a male being the male hero saving the like trophy girl, you know.
yeah, I want kind of the
Will
male character.
will it be the other way around, or will it be no savings from women, or just like
I think no one saves each other, it's them saving themselves.
or for one survival of the fittest?
Space is survival of the fittest, but they also have to sometimes work together, but they don't help each other because that's kind of, I want to communicate the kind of humanity kind of saving themselves. They say they have all the people, but they're really saving themselves.
Is there a reason why you chose a male villain rather than a female villain?
Because I feel
Well,
like it's a lot more believable, if I'm being honest. It's a lot more believable to see a male villain. If there's a female villain, it's kind of, what's she doing?
Okay, any more questions? Right, round of applause then please guys, thank you.